Okay, today I'm going to show you how to do barbecue ribs the way I do them. It's not written in stone or nothing. You can do them any way you want to do them. Guys do them different ways. First off, we'll start with these are St. Louis style ribs here, and these are baby backs. A little bit more thicker meat. There's a lot of meat on these too. I kind of prefer these. These are cheaper than the baby backs. Then you got your spare ribs, were the great big ones that everybody's familiar with. I'll show you how I'm going to do these. I'll take them, flip them upside down, paper towel. I'll take this membrane off, usually on the back side of them. Get yourself a little start here. Then you can pull them off with a paper towel and get a hold of it. This membrane can stay on there. It holds the ribs together. And it's edible. It's not going to hurt you, but it's just a little cleaner rib. We pull that off, and we'll do the other one, St. Louis style. Let's see. Sometimes they're kind of hard to get a start, but once you do, it'll come off. I'm going to invest one of these days into a pair of catfish skinners, and you'll be able to get a hold of it a lot easier, probably. And we'll like that. A lot of people just cook them with the membrane on. I used to do it all the time, but I just now got used to taking it all the way off. It seems to be make for a better rib.
So what would you say to the people who boil their ribs first?
Don't do that, please. You'll see later on how we're going to get these tender. You don't need to boil the ribs. You will boil the flavor out of them. As far as I'm concerned, you're just boiling meat. You might as well just do it like this. Now, we've got these ready. This is just some rub I made up. It's got black pepper, a little bit of garlic, granulated onion, brown sugar, and some, you can put anything in it. Cayenne pepper if you like, make it a little bit hotter. And what else? You just shake it on here. Put that all over it. And if you like, you can do both sides. That's not a problem. You can also do this the night before. Put them in some type of a pan, preferably not metal, but you can. Something like a Tupperware plastic with a lid on it. Put it on there and let it set overnight, and it will go into the meat. I'll do the back sides too. Just gives you a little bit more flavoring as you're cooking. Of course, if you're using Doat Witty's barbecue sauce, you'll probably cover up this flavoring anyway, but people like to have dry ribs too, and I enjoy them. But I also like that sauce flavor and the stickiness and the goodness that comes off of it. Okay, there's your ribs. Okay, we will go ahead and get the other two done, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, started my fire. I've got almost a whole bag of charcoal in here. I'm gonna throw some hickory wood in it. That's what I usually use, hickory and oak. Sometimes I'll throw a little sassafras in there, but I don't have any at this time, so that's okay. Well, I like the old school smoke flavor of the hickory. Oak puts out a good flavor. Also puts out a lot of good heat, so I'll use that instead of more charcoal. So I'm just low and slow and going right along. We're going to get our wood in here on our hot bed of coals, get it smoking. I'm going to put another little piece in there. Now, we'll go ahead and put our ribs on there. We got 4 slabs today, 2 slabs of baby backs, 2 slabs of St. Louis style. They're all seasoned up, ready to rock and roll. I do indirect heating or indirect cooking. Build my fire down at one end. This is an old school smoker grill built by Lloyd Boston. Built a long time ago for me, and I've cooked a lot of meat on it. I'll put the ribs and everything, the meat down here, have my fire down there so it doesn't get burnt or ignite or whatever you want to call it. I'll throw these on here. These are baby backs here. That was a St. Louis one. This is a baby back. Kind of keep them separated a little bit so the smoke gets in between and all around everything. And we'll shut this down. We're running about anywhere from 250 to 350, depending on how the fire goes for us today. It should be okay. Should run pretty good. In about 2 hours, we'll come back and we'll pull them off and we'll wrap them, and we'll use the apple juice to put inside with them, and it will do its steaming and finishing up cooking. So we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, we're going to take a look at our ribs, see how they're doing. We've been on almost 2 hours now. We'll give you a sneak peek. Oh yeah. Doing quite well. We're getting close to wrapping them up. Put them in our aluminum foil with our apple juice. Now you can use apple juice or chicken broth, or I have used water for when you wrap them up. You're steaming them and getting a little bit of flavor in there, and finish off cooking them off so they will be good and tender when you get ready to put your sauce on them. So we'll close the lid. I'll be back with you in a few minutes. Okay, we're back. We're going to take our ribs off now. We're going to put them in the aluminum foil. We're going to put some apple juice in them. A lot of people spritz their ribs every once in a while with apple juice, maybe a little bit of vinegar. I use apple juice, chicken broth, or like I say, maybe some water. You can use that. Put your ribs down in here and make like a little boat. Pour your apple juice in it, and then seal them up real good, and then you're going back on the heat again for probably another hour or so, and then you check them and make sure that the bones are pulling back. That's a good indicator of they're getting pretty well done. This will be your tenderizing part. That way you don't have to boil your ribs. We'll get going here with these. A lot of times I can feel by the way it's starting to break. Those are getting pretty well done. bit of apple juice in here. That'll make it steam and make them really good and tender. You want to seal these up really well, as good as you can get them, so your juice doesn't drain out. Put it down. See how they're starting to bend a little bit. The bone's starting to pull back away from the meat's pulling back down into the thing here like that. Usually they'll be all the way out like this. They're starting to get pretty well done that way. You can do the same thing with brisket. You can do it with the pork shoulders and wrap them with foil. And it will help in the process to get them tender. Briskets are really hard to get tender, so this will help you out. Do another one here. Yep.
So if you were just using a dry rub, would this be your last step?
If you were doing a dry rub, yeah, you would just take the ribs, wrap them up, and then you're going to get them tender with this apple juice or whatever you're using. Do that. Then when you get them tenderized with this apple juice or whatever you're using, and you take them back out, set them back on there, let them dry out a little bit, and then you can just pull them right off. You don't have to add anything else to them. After a couple hours smoke, it's about all the smoke you're going to get into the meat anyway. So see how they're starting to pull back? That's a good sign they're coming along pretty well. A lot of people will go ahead and put a little bit of juice in it. They'll go ahead and put barbecue sauce on top of it. I like to wait and get them tendered up, and then I'll put my sauce on them, and then let them sit back on the grill for a little while so the sauce has a chance to get tacky and sticky. Yeah, you can do these any way you want to do them. You can use any type of seasoning you want. It's cook's choice. Just however you want to do it. So there's our 4 slabs. We'll be closing the lid now for probably at least another hour, and we'll pull them out, check them, and then we'll put them back on the grill. They should be pretty well done, and then we'll put some of that Doat Witty's barbecue sauce on them, and then we'll let them sit in there, and they're going to get real sticky and all that goody stuff on there. So we'll be back in a little while. Okay, we're getting ready to pull our ribs off. We're going to pull the aluminum foil off of them, and then we're going to stick them back on the smoker. Put a little bit of that barbecue sauce on there, and then we're going to let them sit for a little while. Let that get real sticky and dommy and carry on. So we'll see what we got here. Oh babe, these are going to be good. This is where the steam's coming out of them. You might be able to see that. Oh yeah, that. These are hot. Maybe I'll do the gloves. Back away from the bones there. You can see some of the dry rub on top. Not really dry rub. Tenderizing method for ribs or brisket. You wrap them up, put a little bit of moisture into them, and they'll come out pretty tender each time. Don't leave them in too long or you'll get them mushy like, and you don't want that. Something you'll have to experiment with your cookers. Everybody's cookers are different. This one's different. My brother's are different.
Looks delicious.
We'll see here in just a little bit. This snow's not baked. Come on over here. Your tuna. Now we're going to put my sauce on here. got a mop down there at the house that I use sometimes. I'll dunk it in there and sop it on there. Different kinds of brushes you can get. I like these. These are easy to clean up type. Smell the sauce on them, kind of baking into it.
And you're now offering spicy, right?
Yes, it's the one with the gold band on the top. It's the spicier version of our original one. These will sit in here for another 10 or 15 minutes, something like that. Sometimes I've put 2 coats on them. Like, let it get tacky and then put another coat on it. Just for a little extra sauce. And then you want to leave a little bit in your bottle for dipping. If you want to dip. Get glazy already, and that's from the heat of the fire getting mixed in with your sauce. So we'll close the lid, let these sit here over the hot coals for a few more minutes, and then it should be about time to taste test these things. Let's see what we get. Okay, we're back at the pit. Give you a look, see what you think. I'll bring one out, cut it up, and see how they taste. Slab of Doat Witty's barbecue ribs. Dad taught me how to do. Grilling, chilling, smoking meat. I like doing it. I'll be back in a minute. I'll let you see what fans think about the taste of it. Cut some here in a minute. Okay, we've let them rest for just a minute. We're going to cut into this one. Still got a little bit of a pull to it. A little smoke ring in there. Smoke flavor. Cut these in 2. What you got? Keep it going, camera lady. Go over and get you a bone. See what you think.
Very good.
Good deal.
Very good.
Nah, you gotta have napkins.
Back to the movie star.
So that's how you do it. That's the way I do it. You guys got different ideas. By all means, use them. This is just something the way I go about it. All kinds of different ways of doing these things, and the main important thing is to get it done and get it to taste good. That's what you're after. That your family and friends enjoy doing it like I do. Pick you up a bottle of the Doats if you get a chance. There's several locations you can get it. Just go out. I enjoy doing this, and thanks to everybody for your support for our barbecue sauce business. Trying to make a go of it, and we'll see what we can get done. Thanks for tuning in.